42.
As the county reopening signals a potential turning point in the pandemic, the nation's health crisis is far from over. Many adults report changes to their weight, increased drinking, other negative behavior changes that may be related to an inability to cope with this prolonged stress.
And joining us on the KOGO News Live line, Dr. Manish Sheth with Tri-City Medical Center. Thank you for joining us, Doctor.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Do you think this pandemic will leave a lasting mark on our psyches?
Of course. I mean, if you look at it, this is once in a lifetime, once in a generation sort of experience, exposure. Some people have called it trauma, but there would be effects that will take years to recover from.
So, we've had this fear, this uncertainty. We've lived for more than a year with it. All of our social cues seem to be mixed up with masks and everything else. And how do you try to kind of find a more sense of normal?
So, over the last year and a half, we have heard the term new normal many times. And the normal is going to be somewhat of a new reality with some sort of a hybrid. Most of the experts believe that we are not going to go back completely the way we were in our lifestyle and social interactions a year and a half ago. There will be more and more openings from where we were 6 months ago, but some of the habits, some of the measures that people would take voluntarily might even continue as we go forward. But I think the bigger question is not just what we do, what is apparent, like physically apparent with the mask or distancing and so forth, but more about what is going in our thinking process and our mindset about this. That is many of these practices that we have built, just even the fears, even the anxieties about environment and being outdoors and being around people, it will take quite a bit of time to climb out of that.
Is there anything we can do to avoid post-COVID stress disorder?
Great question. Yes. So there is conversation about, is this a form of, for some folks, of course, is it a form of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, commonly understood in society. And, if you look at the data on PTSD, which has been, the data is from pre-COVID times. And what we have understood that almost 3.5% of U.S. population gets diagnosed with PTSD every year. And 1 in 11 of U.S. adult population has been diagnosed with PTSD sometime in their lifetime. So it's a fairly common condition that we have in psychiatry. And if you look at the incidence again, women are twice as likely as men to have PTSD.
Wow.
So when you put all the data together and then throw in this COVID and the trauma that came with the loss and the grief and the trauma, then, we don't even have this data to share yet because, we are still in the process of collecting it, still in the process of understanding it.
Right. Dr. Sheth, unfortunately, we are out of time. Dr. Manish Sheth from Tri-City Medical Center, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate spreading the word about mental illness and the mental health pandemic.
Thank you very much. We're back with your traffic, your weather, KOGO News.